Okay, so it seems like recently there's been a pretty big issue going on in the VTuber space, and it pertains to a certain VTuber company that has been making merchandise and things for many others, as you know, including obviously the person on the screen being AmaLee. Now, if you guys don't know AmaLee, huge VTuber, obviously a whole part of the project with the Wildcard Club, which again is very, very exciting to see. But of course, yeah, it seems like recently she came out with a little bit of a announcement slash call out almost, saying earlier this week, I was notified by an outside source that Novel Horizons, the company with which I released pre-orders for a 1:7 scale figure last year, is going bankrupt. My figures were, which were meant to be mailed out this June, were never made and I was never paid out. At this time, I'm working on solutions to attempt to soften the blow for fans that trusted in me and made a purchase. I'm so sorry to have to write this update, and I feel like I've let my fans down yet again. If you made an order and do not still use or have access to the email you made at the time of order, please use this form to give my team your updated contact info. So yeah, it seems like there's been some issues that have gone on with this company being Novel Horizons, who make a bunch of anime and mainly VTuber, you know, kind of things. For example, they did one for Henya. I know they've done one for kind of Cinder before. I saw a couple of others. I think that's Zentraer as well. Yeah, so they've done a couple of them. And of course, yeah, they've worked with many different VTubers, including AmaLee there, who was supposed to have a figure, but it seems like no one ended up getting theirs. It was supposed to be here, you know, like 2 months ago or so, but it's not there. And essentially, the only thing that can really be done to help out fans is obviously AmaLee has to, you know, find out who's been affected and essentially, out of her own kind of goodwill, you know, help to kind of maybe not refund them, but at least give them something in return, to kind of soften the blow, as she kind of says, because again, it sucks because a lot of these people will not be getting their figures, and well, they should have, you know, known about this and they should have had a refund, but of course, it seems like they've just kind of run away with the money, I guess. I don't know what's really happened to the money, but I'm not sure. They haven't really you know, kind of specified. Obviously Shondo then responds saying, hey Arma, I know you don't know me, but this is there. Is there any chance you can DM me about what you know about this? I have close to 1,000 fans who placed a pre-order for a $300 outstanding NH figure, and I've heard nothing from anyone indicating anything is wrong or that these orders won't be fulfilled, but I haven't had any updates either. So Shondo apparently also had some figures in the works as well, and again, it seems like potentially she hasn't gotten any updates or anything like that too. So people who have bought the Shondo figure, people who bought the AmaLee figure, you might be in a little bit of trouble, because again, if you did, by the way, the best thing you can do is try to charge back on your bank if it was like recent. Of course, these are pre-orders, so usually it takes a long time, and maybe that's kind of expired now and you can't charge back anymore, which, yeah, that absolutely sucks. And again, there should have been a much better way to kind of be able to get your money back, but it seems like a lot of people might not be. Yeah, obviously Vienna here saying, I hope this can be sorted, Arma. I know there's a few of us in the same boat, no money and no figures. It's tragic, but I know your community knows you're doing the absolute best. I'm sorry this keeps happening. So it seems that Vienna has also been, you know, hit by this too. I did see that Flork responded to it, yeah, saying, this explains why I haven't got my Vienna figure over a year later. See, Lara says, I'm so sorry this happened. This is absolutely horrible news. Flork saying, I'm so sorry, dude. You shouldn't have to do this. What a bummer. Some people have also been saying that they've been following the Grimmy, who has a similar situation. I'm pretty sure it was with Novel Horizons, where they were making a silver coin, which I did hear about a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, apparently she made a silver coin or something with them. She announced that chargebacks were the only option on July 14th, but did say May 22nd, the remaining coins were probably not going to be fulfilled. Have you been in any contact with other streamers with outstanding statues? Obviously, some people aren't so happy with Grimmy about it and things, but people saying the worst thing is the Novel Horizons official Twitch account was in almost every stream until May 30th, providing updates on the coins and other merch and interacting with Grimmy. She's only been finding out how much of it was all lies over the last few months. So, yeah, it seems like there has been some kind of issues behind the scenes with kind of communication and essentially telling these VTubers exactly where their products are, what's happening with them, and exactly what is going on, right? Because again, yeah, it's terrible that all of these fans now are probably going to lose quite a large amount of money, right? Their figures aren't cheap last time I checked. Again, obviously this is their website. You can see they've got some, yeah, pretty insane figures. For example, yeah, let's look at the Zentrea one, £189, which is probably like $250-ish. That's a lot of money to be spending, you know, on a figure and things like that. Which again, I don't know if the Zentrea ones got fulfilled or not, but you know, it's the same for all of the other ones. They're similarly priced, in the sense of, yeah, they're expensive. People have spent a lot of money on these because, let's be real, there isn't many VTuber figures out there. You do get some. They have made some. I've got one back there. I've got like a V one, which obviously was like a V Shoujo thing. RIP. But of course, yeah, that's like kind of the extent of it. I've only seen like, yeah, people like Iron Mouse get them, with like Pop-Up Parade and things like that. But apart from that, it seems to be, yeah, mainly just like these smaller companies, that are making these, including obviously this Novel Horizons company, who has been, you know, making them. And it seems to be have been going okay so far. It's not like this was like, you know, its intent from the beginning. You know, it seems like it was one of these things that has just kind of, you know, caught up to them, and maybe they're having some issues. And well, it seems like, yeah, potentially they've shut down, as AmaLee says. Apparently it's going bankrupt, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, as I said with the whole chargeback thing, as I said, lots of people have been told to charge back their orders, but as AmaLee states there, you know, the figure pre-orders were back last year. So again, that's a very long time. It's been 8 months minimum. Obviously, I don't know when they were last year, so it could be even longer than 8 months, which I think is too long for a chargeback. So a lot of people will not be able to get their money back or whatsoever. So again, I hope that, you know, Novel Horizons maybe, you know, makes some kind of statement or something saying like, hey, we're gonna, you know, try to get it back. But again, I'm not so hopeful because it seems like they haven't really provided any updates with AmaLee or Shondo or any of these people really that have said that they've worked with them and things like that. Wait, I just realized I got an email from them a long time ago saying the Chibi Adoki figure has as well. Doesn't that mean people who ordered her figure won't get it as well? Saying, no, I spent 300 for a model in December. It wasn't yours, but now I'm worried. So yeah, everybody's worried about their own, you know, Novel Horizons figures, because again, it could potentially, you know, be all of them, right? Because obviously if the company's not doing so great, it doesn't mean that they're just like targeting AmaLee specifically. It means that all of the figure kind of production and handling and whatever might be compromised, right? Now again, it might not be the case. Maybe they do fulfill some of them. I don't know. Maybe they've got something planned for that. I'm not sure. But again, we don't really know anything, right? It's just kind of like this one post from AmaLee, as well as a couple of other things with the whole Grimmy stuff. It sucks, right? And hopefully they can find a way to kind of soften the blow, as she says. Again, as I said, I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know if she's going to, you know, hand out any kind of refunds or anything, or maybe she's going to just offer maybe something just, you know, just to kind of help out, because I know obviously there's probably a lot of people, and as I said, the figures cost a lot of money, that, you know, I know the streamers are, you know, are better off than some people, right? But sometimes there is a lot of people to give money back to for something that wasn't exactly your problem. Well, you know, sometimes, you know, there's not really much you can do about it. And yeah, you have to just offer something that, you know, is doable and is able to be handed out to lots of people who have spent a lot of money on this kind of stuff. So yeah, it's just kind of sad to see, because again, of course, it affects everyone. It affects the creators, who obviously feel bad that their audience aren't getting their figures. It affects the actual audience themselves, of course, who are losing out on money, and also a potential nice figure for their, you know, kind of favorite VTuber, right? And it's just kind of, yeah, sad to see that it's just all kind of collapsed, right? But yeah, that's essentially all I got for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, go to GameSubs, use my code Kaza, get them sent off. Again, they've got a ton of really cool stuff over there. Definitely recommend checking it out. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. That's all. So yeah.